Hanging out at the Manchester Ice and Event Center in McCall, Idaho with the Red Light District Junior Hockey Talk Show After Hours. Here they are, the BS Boyz. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to contact the boys and talk live on the air to them or leave them a message, call 971-258-2840. That's 971-258-2840. Or send them an email, bsboyz@live.com. Boys with a Z. Well, there we go, folks. It is a wrap from the Manchester Ice and Event Center here in beautiful McCall, Idaho. The Thorne Cup champion has been crowned. It is the Idaho Junior Steelheads, number 3. Congratulations to the boys. They worked their butt off for that trophy.
They sure did. Undefeated team, three-peat. Good job, boys.
In the booth of BS for the last time, we have the Grand Master, the Wizard, the man who can drink any of us under the table, because he's on the floor usually.
Yeah, but I'm swinging.
You're swinging, baby. Well, you got to take that pole out of the back room. John Barth, the guy that really, for those of you that don't know, he was phenomenal. And he made this roll so smoothly all weekend long, John. Good to see you back here in the booth of BS.
Guys, it was a pleasure. You know, I think we're all spent, but what a finish. What a game tonight. Was that a game?
That was
a great game.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. It was odd, you know, from the standpoint of the Steelheads and the style of play. I haven't really seen them engage like that.
It was
like
different because of the we were actually talking to Serena after the game, and he was stunned at the penalties that were being taken, and how they had to play physical against Bay Area because they are such a physical team. But as the game went on, the speed of Idaho began to catch up.
Yeah, that took over.
Well, it did. It did in the third period there. And I think in terms of ice in the game, you know, taking care of business there at the end, I think that was what did it. Once the Steelheads got back on their game and started running their system. But I'll tell you, you know, that Bay Area team was intuitive. They started jumping on some of that puck support, like that goal. That goal was 7 seconds left in the second period.
Yep.
I can't remember who saw that, but you know, Larson goes out, figures he's fine to dump it behind the net there, kind of does a blind dump behind him, or a blind drop, I should say, and you know, the kid from Bay Area picked that up. Boom, he was right there, shoot in front of the net, bam, over Mendenhall's shoulder, and the last thing you want to do is give up a goal to make it a 3-2 game with 7 seconds left in the period, but that was a really intuitive play.
Well, the worst time to give up a goal, first minute and the last minute of any period. Yeah. And for Vishal to actually tally that goal, and that was the goal scorer with an assist to Micah's.
Okay, got it.
Yep. That was a big momentum shift. They had to come back in the third period. Idaho basically leading 3-2 with a team that had momentum.
Well, that's just it, and it's a different game.
Absolutely,
it's a different game at that point. You know,
it was fun to watch. A little testy at the end, I think. You know, with especially when Idaho went up 4-2 on Bricado and Kingsbury on a power play, putting it 4-2. At that point, Bay Area started getting a little frustrated, and you know they saw it slipping away, and you kind of had to expect that, I think.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you hate for things to get to kind of go where they went there at the end, but you know, I guess what it's like. We all know hockey, and it goes that way sometimes.
It does. It really does. I know we talked a little bit about this before. What is the process? How does McCall possibly go about maybe trying to host this again? Because it looked like the staff of the Western States Hockey League loved it.
I think it was a great tournament. Across the board. Across the board, it was a great tournament. Everyone loved it, and I think some of the things that we did that were unique were that host business, having a host business, take care of the teams, what we were able to do with the drying rooms. I think there were some unique things that we did that made this thing, go as well as it did and be a little unique. I mean, right down to the color guard tonight. That was kind of fun. Getting the World War II guys out there, doing the.
I know the rolling out the mat there, and then Mike is coming up and helping. That was classic.
Yeah. Well, and I think you caught my comment too. I look at the crowd and say, "Well, it looked good on paper."
Yeah. It always does.
What do you say? Yeah. Well, we've done that before, and it didn't go that way. So.
Well, did you use 3 or 4 sections like that, or don't you have just one section of carpet you can roll out?
No. We made that look bad.
Okay, well, just spring for it. Spring for one piece that you can roll out.
Oh, yeah.
That was great, though, man. Okay, whose phone's that? That would be Mr. That would be
mine.
That'd be Serena.
I haven't taken a phone call in 3 days. It can't be mine.
Well, your phone was blowing up. We had talked before this. Your phone was blowing up, and I'm not surprised that we haven't heard that yet. In the times we've talked.
I am not kidding. Okay, you go in here and you look at the little whatever that is, where that function where you go in to see what happened on a given day. On Monday, I had 300 phone calls, 500 texts, and over 100 emails hit my phone on Monday.
That sounds like my son.
Sounds like my daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's 10,000 texts.
Yeah. So, the color guard was phenomenal.
The skating, the in-between periods.
Wasn't that neat? Those ensembles.
Man.
I got it. People
awesome.
love that stuff.
Yes.
I mean, the kids getting out there, and those ensembles, we haven't done that ensemble thing before. Once again, here's another place where we're kind of doing something a little different for this tournament. But that ensemble, people love that stuff.
Yes, they do.
You can't go wrong.
They do. And the little guys, classic, man. Yeah. Classic. And we actually were doing our stuff here in the booth, and we stopped.
Got up and went over and
every
to the glass and watched.
Every time we go to the glass and watch. And who is your skating coordinator here, the figure skating coordinator?
Lori Benton.
Okay, let's pay homage to Lori because she put a great program out there.
Yeah, world professional champion.
That's
Lori
incredible.
Benton, 1985, mid-80s.
And all the kids that were involved in that are in the
it's kind of interesting. Now, no, actually, where that comes from, those are the shows, the figure skating shows.
Okay.
So not all the kids involved in the shows are members of the figure skating club.
Oh.
But they kind of come on board for the show. So, for instance, those little guys that did that Rock of Ages thing, they're little hockey kids. They're little mites.
They had hockey skates on.
Right. So those are hockey kids. Those aren't figure skaters. Those are little hockey mites.
Yeah.
And, Lori tries to pull that element in, once again, in this town. If you're going to have a show and everybody's going to show up, get everybody involved.
Absolutely. So, we're done. I mean, we got the championship. Idaho took it tonight. What happens next? Do you guys have a meeting to just talk about how everything went?
Absolutely. We're going to put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning, here and try and get that stuff taken care of. But yes, we do have a meeting tomorrow at noon, and that just like when we put the ice in, we do the same thing. Have a meeting when you're done and say, okay, let's talk about this while it's fresh in our minds.
Yep.
Where can we go from there? And I think you mentioned that, Steve, as far as having this event here again, and talking to Ron last night, and I can't speak for Ron or for the league in terms of the Board of Governors, which would be responsible for voting where the tournament's going to go. I think our issue here, there's no doubt that we did a heck of a job, and like Ron said there in the presentations at the end, in 19 years he's never seen anything like it. But for us, unfortunately, in a way, we keep winning. And trust me, in terms of the league, we could create a format. We talked about a format where basically we host the tournament via the league as opposed to the Steelheads, meaning that there's not a host team with a guaranteed berth. In other words, we could have the tournament here and the Steelheads don't make the tournament. But the concern is, if they do, it's like a home tournament. And I think there's issues there with the league where they say, come on, you won 3 times in a row. We're not coming up there again and giving you home ice.
Well, it's almost mirroristic because the Rochester IceHawks in the USA Hockey world, they got bumped out. And they have the tournament in Rochester, Minnesota. So there's no host team in the tournament.
Got it.
Now, there would have been if they made it, but you have to fight for it.
Sure.
It's not like, okay, well, it's a host city, so the host team is automatically given the berth.
Right.
But the way Idaho rolls on people, it may be tough to prevent them from getting in there.
Well, that's just it. It was kind of funny. I remember talking to John Oliver last year. It was probably in July. We had a meeting and said, okay, where are we at with the season? How are we going to get this thing going? And one of the things that John said to me was, he says, well, this is a new team this year. We've got 3 or 4 guys returning, and this is not going to be a 52-3 season like it was last year. Well, he was right. I think it was 54-1-1.
It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of losing 3, they lost 2.
Right, exactly. So I think that system is going to produce, and success breeds success.
It does.
You know how that goes. I mean, you have your camps, and what do? You have a hockey camp in June, your first camp. You hope that 30 or 40 kids show up to kind of get things going. Those early camps are the ones where you've got your hopefuls.
Sure.
Those aren't, you're going to bring your guys in later, but you had 120 kids show up for the camp last year in June from all over the country.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of those things where success breeds success. Yeah. And, sure, we're going to lose, 80% of the team, 90% of the team. We'll bring back 3 or 4 guys, but there's going to be more.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be more. And the way that Kyle and John recruit, there's going to be more. And they'll be back.
We mentioned them. It's really on the recruiting trail that this team is formed. Right. And you do end up losing some guys to college, obviously, with some of the talent out there. Mercado, goodbye. I mean, come on.
Right.
The kids are just rock stars.
Right.
So you wish them well. At the same time, you kind of like a parent. Okay, time to fly the coop. Had a good time. Yep.
Well, and you're exactly right, Steve. I mean, that's the thing with it's this business. This type of hockey is all about moving kids on.
Yeah.
So you're successful if you're moving them on.
Exactly.
But it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have them next year.
But you also run into some of the kids that have the ability to move on, but they really like it here, and or wherever they're playing, and they want to come back.
There's a lot of that.
Here.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of that in the last 3 years, where in July, no, he's moving on, he's doing his deal, and all of a sudden, sure enough, comes down to final cut camp there Labor Day weekend, early September, and guess who shows up?
Yeah.
We really see that with our European players. I think they go back home, they're intending to move on or doing something else, and all of a sudden they say, you know what, that was a heck of a lot of fun in Idaho. Let's go back. Let's do it again.
Let's go back. Well, and the guys we talked to, I think it was Victor Iverson.
Yeah.
The reason he came here was not only to play for the team, but to go to college in the States.
Sure.
And so they have sort of that. Yeah, it's a heck of a team, and we can really, do wonders. But, a lot of these guys have their heads screwed on straight and their nose pointing in the right direction. It's about education.
Well,
getting
absolutely.
to school.
And we actually have had senior, I think that, who was it? Was it Jordan Stauffer? A Swedish kid. But we had a goalie that got the scholarship in the Midwest and then actually decided to stay home as opposed to doing that. So he came with the purpose of getting that college scholarship, got that college scholarship, but for whatever reasons ended up staying home in Sweden.
So much changes, I guess, over time. They have the intent, and then that sort of purpose may deviate somewhere.
Well, hey, it's just like a good party, right? I mean, what do you say when the party's over? Let's do this again. I can see those guys say, of course they want to come back now, and then life takes over, and it works out the way it works out.
Yeah, we know all about that. Yeah, we know all about how life sometimes takes over and just deviates. Yeah, let's go left. Nah.
We got to go this way.
We're going that way. There's a big boulder in the way.
Fortunately, my car drives itself.
That's good. After seeing you last night.
Well, actually,
no driving. You saw the limo.
No driving.
I think there's photos of what went on in that limo last night.
We've got photos right here.
We got photos. Yeah, we have proof that we're not kidding about the old thing that went on last night. We will be posting those on our blog and website.
Oh boy.
You were just absolutely. It was kind of funny because talking to Brent. You and I had talked prior to Brent even being notified that we were coming up here,
right?
And he was a little concerned that we were coming up to sort of hijack Dick's position, and everything else. Yet you and we had the whole thing kind of figured out, and I couldn't have envisioned this working out any better, especially with a bunch of people that don't know each other. With Jeff Lancaster coming in doing a phenomenal job on the cameras and directing the shoots and. Phenomenal. You couldn't have asked for a better crew.
That DVD is going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to see what we end up producing once Jeff gets his part done and hands it over to you guys, for the stuff that you do. That is going to be a must-own.
Absolutely.
DVD.
$20. Yeah. And you couldn't ask for a better memory than $20. Right. And you get to relive it over and over and over again. You may want to mute it if we actually if we have anything to do with the audio.
Well, depending upon what photos show up from last night, you might want to have some of those.
No, that's going on our own private.
Yeah, don't wear your glasses when you watch this thing.
Yeah, that's going to be the booth
Subliminal.
Of BS that we're going to release our own DVD of John Barth behind-the-scenes video and pictures.
There you go. That's what we need. We need the behind-the-scenes DVD. It's kind of like a business having two sets of books, right?
Yeah.
We got the DVD that we produced, and we've got what really happened.
I like the way this guy thinks.
Dude, it's not Girls Gone Wild. It's like BS Boyz Gone Goofy.
Oh God!
Let's have that DVD
with special guest JB.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And the whole gang last night.
The whole gang.
Heck,
man.
I can't take credit for that mess.
No, that was a mess. That was a train wreck.
There must have been 40 people involved in that thing before it was over.
But it was, it was.
Why
nice
did we come back to the rink last night?
We didn't.
We did. You did.
We had to do something here. But we came back to get something. I'm not sure what it was. And trying to herd people back out of here at 3 a.m. It was no, out of the building.
Out of the building?
I'm not sure. It's like everybody thought there was an after party at the rink or something. There's people I didn't even know that were in there. It's like, who are you? Whose kid are you? How'd you get in here?
That's awesome.
Enough said.
We missed that. we were good little guys and went home and had pizza, leftover pizza at 3 a.m.
Well, I was going to say you guys got in early.
Yeah, we got in. Yeah.
Right.
It's been a blast, man. It's been an absolute blast.
Can't thank you enough.
It's been a successful run for the Idaho Junior Steelheads once again, winning their third Thorne Cup in 4 years?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Don't
know if that'll be matched soon. We'll have to wait until next season and see what they come up with.
Well, I think here's what's important. Look at this WSHL, how competitive it's getting. It is going to be harder and harder and harder to repeat, let alone three-peat. So I think that's it's testimony to what Ron's doing with the league. This is going to turn into the real deal. I mean, it already is, for that matter. But this league is going to keep getting better and better and better.
It will. And we had a great talk with Don Thorne. And
neat guy, huh?
Great guy.
Oh yeah,
great guy.
Yeah.
Just the vision he had, and he's extremely proud, like a parent, of where this league has gone.
Well, and I think he was proud of this weekend.
Absolutely.
He really enjoyed being here. I mean, you think about creating this thing 20 years ago, 19 years ago, whatever it was, and then to be able to come to this event and kind of be the guy at this event, the guy that started it all. I mean, this has to feel good. Like you said, you guys made my heart flutter. What did he say there at the end? He said, you guys, this was fantastic. How the town embraced him and how this event came off.
And put him on kind of that
pedestal
and folk hero kind of feel. And there's nothing better than, I want to say, paid back, not financially, but giving back to him what he started made him walk on cloud 9.
Absolutely.
And you could tell it in his eyes, you could tell it in his words and his demeanor, and that was a great thing that you guys were doing out on the ice and recognizing what he had done for this league.
Well, and I have to tell you, quite frankly, that's the greatest compliment that I can get, is Don's reaction to this thing. I mean, as proud as he was at what we accomplished here, that's the greatest compliment. The guy that started it all.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you can't get better than that.
Yeah, neat deal.
I mean, we can sit here and just, BS you up and down, but when it comes from the man, the guy, it's golden.
Hey, you guys are too kind, and I can't compliment you enough as well. So thanks for everything. Thanks for being here, and we're going to do this again. We know that.
Pleasure.
We know that. There's no way to avoid it. This is going to happen again, and we'll just keep getting better and better.
All this is going to be available on the blog, thebsboyz.wordpress.com. You can send us an email and talk bad about John. You can call and leave a message on the line of BS and talk bad about John, because that's what we'll be doing very soon.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good.
We feel like we made a friend.
Hey,
and an adopted home. Yeah,
a few of them. Yeah,
definitely an adopted home. Best of luck down there in Vegas. We'll be watching.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for everything.
That was a pleasure.
Like I said, we'll do this again.
Absolutely. So there it is. That's going to pretty much wrap up the whole Red Light District Junior Hockey Talk Show from McCall, Idaho, the Manchester Ice and Event Center. We're the BS Boyz. One last time, everybody. You take care and safe home.
Bye-bye.
Wait for that moment. It's a wrap.